really thank you for making Shehzad's day and his life a little better than how it was. This is the kind of impact we live and love seeing. Take a look at what Shehzad said after getting that offer.
Thank you CNN News 18 का मैं तहे दिल से धन्यवाद देता हूँ, थैंक यू कहता हूँ। और मुझे सानी सर के सांसद महोदय दिल्ली के उनके रेफरेंस से इंदौर के सिमरन फीड्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड में 15,000 रुपये की नौकरी मिले, जिनका मैं श्रेय CNN न्यूज़ 18 को देना चाहता हूँ। उनकी पूरी टीम को, उनके प्रयासों से मुझे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को दिखाया गया, जिसकी बदौलत में आज एक सिमरन फीड्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड में मेरी नौकरी लग गई है। ये ऑफर लेटर है जिसमें 15,000 रुपये पर महीने की जॉब है। मैं तहे दिल से एक बार फिर CNN न्यूज़ 18 का धन्यवाद अदा करता हूँ।
All right, check on that, and our day and week is definitely made. And thank you again to our viewers. Let's move on with that to our story of the day. In today's segment, let's decode all you need to know about liquid nitrogen. Now, a cloud of smoke on a desert or a drink may certainly look very tempting, but can it be fatal? Liquid nitrogen has been in the Indian culinary scene for a long time now, but particularly picked up after several programs like MasterChef, etc. started using it. Chefs are using it, mixologists in India are using it as well. However, along with the rise in popularity of liquid nitrogen, there has been a rise in the incidents as well. Remember the horrific incident from Gurugram where 5 individuals fell critically ill after consuming what they thought was actually a mouth freshener at a restaurant following a dinner. In Bengaluru, a 12-year-old ate a liquid nitrogen pan and ended up getting a hole in their stomach. And as a result of these incidents, states like Karnataka, Haryana, Tamil Nadu have banned liquid nitrogen. The question we then have to answer on TBC today is, can liquid nitrogen really turn out to be hazardous or even lethal? Is it going to have an extreme negative impact on our health? Let's start with exactly telling you, hai kya liquid nitrogen? What is it? We take you back to the science classroom to understand that nitrogen, remember, abundantly present in our Earth's atmosphere. It is colorless, odorless. It is represented by the symbol N in our chemistry charts, if you'll remember. Liquid nitrogen is simply nitrogen that has taken the form of a liquid state from its gaseous state. What does it really do then? Well, essentially, it helps in rapid freezing and retention of flavors. So liquid nitrogen can freeze food instantly, which helps in preserving the texture of the food as well. So for example, desserts, or at a very basic level, ice creams and sorbets, they can all be readied instantly. Also, it's massively used for turning food into a theatrical illusion and a spectacle as well. For example, mousse cocktails or food dishes come cocktails, all of them, these restaurants, Michelin stars, fine dining, etc., they all use liquid nitrogen. But there are various industrial uses of rapid liquid nitrogen as well. For example, temporarily freezing a section of a pipe to sort of prevent the spilling. Medical use is as well for cryosurgeries subjected to tumors or warts into extreme cold or for their removal. It is also in a way used to conserve or store semen. This technology is crucial for sperm banks, remember. But, all this gyan that I'm giving you is what liquid nitrogen actually does. What concerns us, however, is, and where it is in direct contact with us, the consumers, is the food department. Now, experts are largely saying that while liquid nitrogen itself might not be a hazard, what its mishandling while cooking can lead to major health issues. And that's the reason why FSSAI has now rolled out an advisory. They are saying that liquid nitrogen, which is illicitly being used directly at the point of serving or plating, is not going to be allowed, as this is not intended purpose, and the technological use of the additive shall be considered as non-compliance by the food business doing so. So imagine you're being served and they drop in that liquid nitrogen. It turns out to be a great theatrical experience. FSSAI is saying, don't do that. But let's try and understand this in a little bit of more detail with our guest. Dr. Pranav Srinivasan is with us. He is a surgical gastroenterology from the Fortis Hospital in Bengaluru. He joins us this morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for taking out the time, Dr. Pranav.
Good morning,
My first
Sonaji,
question
and to all the
really
viewers.
is... Thank you. So our first question really is, liquid nitrogen, is the chemical composition changing of the food? Is that happening at all, or can we say that the use of liquid nitrogen is not impacting the quality of food at all? It could be changing the state only.
Yeah. So liquid nitrogen does not usually alter the chemical composition of the food. It mainly alters the physical state and texture. So what it does is it preserves nutrients, prevents degradation of the food by enzymes, and reduces the ability of bacteria to make the food stale. So as such, it does not alter the chemical composition of food. So with normal slow refrigeration, what happens is that there's formation of ice crystals, because of which the quality of food changes. With liquid nitrogen, because it acts so fast, there's no alteration in any of the chemical composition of the food.
Okay, okay. And one would say so, right? Because if that is being used to sort of freeze embryos and sperms and that retained life, then one can safely say that the nutrients could also be retained. It's not impacting, it's not changing anything chemically in the product where it is being used. So the next question then, Dr. Pranav, is that the exposure to liquid nitrogen, the fumes and also direct exposure, how can that impact our body?
So liquid nitrogen is basically nitrogen at around minus 196 degrees, which is an extremely cold temperature. So like how heat can destroy tissue, even extreme cold can destroy tissue. So basically liquid nitrogen acts on the body in many ways. It basically affects the skin and the eyes, the respiratory tract, and the digestive system. When it comes in direct contact with skin and eyes, it can cause blisters, burns, and in severe cases, even frostbite. Sometimes it can lead to even skin death, which might need amputations. When it is ingested, it can cause burning of the mucosal lining of the respiratory tract, which is a very sensitive layer lining the respiratory system and the digestive system. So what happens is that it can lead to burns in the respiratory system. When ingested, which is when taken orally, which is what happened in the Bengaluru incident of the 12-year-old girl, liquid nitrogen destroys the lining of the stomach, food pipe, and the small intestine, making a hole. So what happens is normally all the food materials, the acid, everything is contained inside the safe zone of the stomach, the intestines. So when this is opened up, it leads to something called as a perforation, where all the contents of the bacterial laden contents are spilled in outside the stomach, and this reaches the blood, and then finally it results in septicemia, which is bacteria reaching the bloodstream, and then finally it can lead to death. So if there's a perforation, we have to act quickly. It might need emergency surgery to either repair the hole or remove the diseased organ.
But Dr. Pranav, tell me this. We see a lot of fine dining places, we see a lot of Michelin star restaurants, not just in India but across the globe, use liquid nitrogen for various reasons really, and in desserts, in other places as well. So what are they doing right, and what do we have to stay away from?
So liquid nitrogen has many industrial applications. One of them is in the food and beverage industry. And with the rise of social media, everyone wants to have great culinary experiences. So what it does, it adds a very smoky, foggy feel. It's a great visual experience. We all like it. But the thing is, the way it is handled and the safety measures that are taken, there have to be a lot of education on it. And it is imperative to, let the nitrogen cool down for a sufficient period of time before consuming it. That makes it a lot safer.
Okay, so a lot of people are not allowing it to cool down and turn into vapor, and that's the reason why this is actually happening. So mishandling is actually leading to these cases as well. So Dr. Pranav, can you tell me this? Then the other substances that are used, say dry ice, which is also very popular in restaurants these days, is that safe?
So compared to liquid nitrogen, which is around minus 196, 197 degrees, dry ice is around minus 180 degrees. So that comparatively is, I would not say safe, but less risky. Even dry ice can cause burns and all the effects that I described. The safest would be to heavily regulate both of these and use slow refrigeration processes and create safe dining experiences for everybody.
Dr. Pranav, all the chefs and mixologists watching you right now will not be very happy. Are you saying not use it at all, or are you saying use it with only the best practices?
Yeah, so what I was saying is it's better to be heavily regulated rather than trying to outright ban it. So best safety practices should be followed.
Okay, okay.
Everyone
Dr.
has
Pranav,
to be
thank you so
trained,
much for joining us.
educated, and then only use it.
Yeah. I think you're right. You're saying that it has to be heavily sort of monitored and ensure that best practices are followed, and that should be the way forward. Thank you so much, Dr. Pranav, for joining us with that perspective.
Sure, thank you.
But I'm sure all of you watching right now are saying that, listen, weekend is coming and we've made plans and we love to go and have these culinary experiences, and that's exactly what we are going to test today. So let's go to our next guest. His name is Rishi. He's a top mixologist at BLA at BKC here in Mumbai, and I called him to say, can you tell us how exactly it's used in restaurants like these? So let's go and check out what Rishi's got for us this morning. Hi, good morning, Rishi. How are you?
Hi, good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Rishi, you're generally hard at work later in the evening. This has to be the earliest you're working.
Yeah, ऐसा सब तो होता ही है, ma'am. सुबह तो सबको पिलाना पड़ता है कभी ना.
Okay, so here on the Breakfast Club, before all of you start raising eyebrows, we are going to make a mocktail using dry ice and using it safely to tell our viewers how it can actually be incorporated, correct?
Yes.
So क्या बना रहे हैं हम आज?
So we are making today is a breakfast martini with some twisted with a passion fruit. People are making with some orange, some jams in it. So we bought some with purees in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we make a fresh purees and we'll make it with it.
Nice. So a breakfast martini for our Breakfast Club viewers. Let's get started. So कैसे बनाएंगे इसे हम?
So we'll just take the shaker. We'll just put the passion fruit puree in it, 30 to 35 ml. After that, some lime juice, fresh lime juice.
Oops.
That's a 25 ml.
Okay.
And the main ingredient is a pineapple juice. We are adding 100 ml in it.
So far only the flavors have gone in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll just shake it up with some ice, and afterwards we'll put some dry ice in it and we'll serve it.
Okay.
But we'll
But right now you're not putting dry ice.
No.
Right now you'll only shake it up with
Yeah,
ice.
shake
Okay,
it up.
Let's do
So
that.
we'll talk about the dry ice. Dry ice is not. It's a minus 78 degree.
Correct.
But we have to serve it with some precautions in it. So we are taking precaution. We are not putting more dry ice. We are just serving with some little dry ice with the smoke in it.
But can you tell me this? What is the difference in using regular ice versus dry ice?
Yeah.
Like how does it amp up your cocktail? Why is it required?
So normal ice will temperature like minus 18 degree to 20 degree something. So because it has not more chilled will not get more chilled. In some time it will be a normal, it will come into normal temperature. With the dry ice, it will be a more will get
It'll
more
stay
colder.
cooler
Yeah,
for
stay
longer.
cooler for a
Okay.
longer time.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
So this is just regular ice.
Yeah,
we haven't
this
used
we-
dry ice just
no.
yet. Okay.
So we'll just shake it up with it.
Yeah. Wow, that's like a early morning workout.
Yeah, early morning workout and early morning breakfast martini with it. So we'll take a martini coupe.
Okay.
So we'll just put it.
All right.
We'll take a dry ice and we'll just put
Okay,
it.
so now is the moment of
The
truth.
main ingredient.
The
we
main
are using.
ingredient.
It's a dry ice. So we are not taking more.
Okay,
in
can
it.
you just hold that up for our viewers for a second?
Sure.
So this is the theatrical experience of dry ice, which is so, and you can't hold it with your fingers.
Hand, yeah, it will be
you're gonna
burn,
burn
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So that's why. What do you do with it?
So we'll put it in some side.
Hmm.
It will start boiling and it will take
Ooh.
some.
So when it is at this stage, you're not supposed to consume it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to let it fizz out.
Let it freeze out.
Oh, nice. This is where people get it wrong.
Yeah, people will get it wrong. So we can do something with some smoke in it.
So what is that? That was dry ice with
Some hot water.
Ooh. Oh man.
You can. Put some garnish like orange in it.
So this is just for a theatrical experience. It doesn't
Yeah.
add anything to the
Nothing,
flavor.
nothing.
Okay, okay. This is dried orange.
Yeah, it's a dehydrated orange.
Okay.
So you will basically you will get the some not flavors, but you will get a more cooler on a side on it.
Yeah. I don't know if, so guys, you can imagine this is quite a Narnia sort of an experience right here on the Breakfast Club. So again, the reminder here is that you can go and enjoy it at a nice bar or go to your favorite restaurant, etc. But ensure that you let the entire thing fizz out. Don't have it when it's still bubbling like this. You have to wait for it to settle
Yeah.
and then enjoy it, right? So अभी ये हो रहा है, अभी भी
Yeah,
हम नहीं ले
it's-
सकते.
It's burning right now, so it's done. You can consume after some. See, you can.
So let's
hold
remove it
and,
now. Yeah, I
You
can
can
hold it,
and
right?
it's cold. You can just.
Yeah, it is quite cold. So can you remove it now?
It's already diluted in it.
Oh, it
Some
is.
particles in it.
Ah. So that will go back here. So this, at this point, without any bubbles, without anything else, so enjoy the experience, wait for it to settle, and that's when you get to enjoy your cocktail. All right, safe to say I can enjoy it. Also safe to say it is time for you to take a quick break so I can indulge and get more tips from Rishi on this one. Quick break. We're going to be back with a very special guest. Stay tuned for that.
Because it too has lost all integrity, is the pitch coming in from the Congress MP. I'm joined by my colleague Payal Mehta on the broadcast. So Payal, another huge setback to the central government when it comes to conducting the exams and its defense of the NTA. One more, it seems, rings hollow at the end of the day because it has to now cancel the net exams in the wake of what it claims is the loss of integrity due to some cyber attack.
Well, of course, the government over here first clarifying and saying that there was an attempted cyber attack and that's the reason to save the future of these students who are already under so much of distress because of the education pressure. They've gone ahead and not only cancelled the exam but have also ordered a suo motu CBI probe into the entire matter. But of course, politics will continue on the entire issue. And the government will have to eventually answer the opposition parties because they're asking valid questions as to why this has really happened. The NEET exam in any case has brought in a lot of bad publicity for the government given the fact that, there's been a huge political storm over the entire issue. And I'm sure in the wake of the upcoming parliament session, all the opposition parties, especially parties like the Congress and also the DMK, which has been standing up very strongly against the NEET exam, will also ask various questions to the government. But as of now, what government sources are saying that, politics can continue on the entire issue. But this step has been taken keeping in mind the interests of hundreds and hundreds of students. And that is something which seems to be the priority for the government.
Absolutely. But the attacks are pouring in, Payal, when it comes to the entire offensive against the government, especially the integrity of the NTA in the wake of the NEET fiasco. Karti Chidambaram has just tweeted saying that cancel NEET 2, the examination is devoid of integrity. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has also tweeted, and Priyanka Chaturvedi has also tweeted saying the repeated and absolute failure of to conduct national examinations fairly exposes the NTA's incompetence. This is an education emergency and also lets down lakhs of students who diligently prepare for these entrance exams, not to forget the mental pressure they go through. So clearly, as you're pointing out, this will be the firestorm in Parliament, but at the same time, the minute the government announced the fact that the NET exams have been cancelled, social media has been aflutter with the reactions from the opposition camp.
Well, of course, the opposition parties will obviously raise this issue because it concerns the public and concerns students at large. And they've been asking multiple questions of the government. But in terms of the political attacks that have come in as far as the recent developments are concerned, we'll have to just wait and see how the BJP really responds to it. But undoubtedly, the opposition parties will be raising this issue big time, given the fact that there have been one controversy after the other. And probably what the government is right now saying, Ayushman, is this, that, keeping the politics aside, they want to secure the future of the students, and that's the reason a suo moto CBI probe has also been ordered. But we'll have to just wait and see how.
Welcome back. Our next guest on The Breakfast Club this morning wears several hats. She's a mom, she's a fitness enthusiast, she's an influencer in her own right, and now is stepping into the role of an entrepreneur. Please join me in welcoming Mira Kapoor on the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. So glad to be here on The Breakfast Club.
Mira was, can I just say this out loud, of all the celebrities, she was right on time. She came in very professional about it. So love it. So Mira, we are here talking about several things that you do. But first up, your latest journey as an entrepreneur. You're now co-founder of a skincare brand. It's called A Kind. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, A Kind is a labor of love that I've been working on for the last 2 years with Tira. And what A Kind stands for, and rather wants to highlight, is that just like you, your skin is one of a kind.
Oh.
So it's about listening to your skin. It is about recognizing that our skin can be moody, it can have various concerns through different ages and stages, and there is something for everyone in A Kind.
Right.
And in terms of, product diversity, it focuses on the skin barrier, because your barrier is the outermost layer of your skin, and good skin starts and ends with the skin barrier.
But Amina, tell me this. This is the market that is flooded with celebrity endorsed and celebrity backed products. You have Deepika, you have Katrina Kaif, you have Kiara. All these people have their own brands. How is this going to be different?
I think in terms of the philosophy, when we were creating this brand, everything for A Kind started with being a consumer first. I think my journey discovering, beauty, a skincare routine through various stages, and just having those issues that kind of cropped up and not finding the right products that address them. So I think creating, a brand as a consumer first gives us a unique advantage and a vantage point through all of these years where one can understand what the consumer really wants. So that's one. And secondly, I think putting the skin barrier first, I think it's a buzzword, but it's always been the foundation of good skin. So not, typecasting your skin into just being a skin type or concern specific. It's skin type agnostic, it's gender agnostic. it's suitable for everyone.
Great. You mentioned the fact that through different stages of life, so let's get to your different stages of life. We've seen your journey sort of come of age as well, from being this Bollywood's Bahurani to becoming everybody's darling, to becoming this fitness enthusiast, and now being the fittest mom I'm seeing around here. Tell me, how is it going? How does Mira Rajput, Mira Kapoor now keep it all together like that?
I think it's not as difficult as it looks. It's just, you know, making time for different things in your day, prioritizing, being a little organized and leaving a little space to just go with the flow.
Yeah, you're also a pianist. We see lovely videos of you on Instagram on how you indulge in activities. How are you managing that with kids and family, and now, you know, co-founding something? How is all of this coming together?
You know, playing the piano has been a hobby, and I've taken back to it as an activity I do for my me time. And I think having the kids around is a great way to expose them to music. I like to play the piano when my daughter is singing, and I just like them to see that, you know, music can give you so much joy and happiness without being structured and exam focused. So even though it's something I do for myself, I guess they're learning from it.
Well, these are great mom goals. But Mira, tell us this. What is the fitness routine mantra here? Then how do you stay so fit? What are you doing? Is it HIIT, or there's a new trend that's going around?
You know, I just think that you have to find what works for you. A good mix between yoga and weight training works for me. But I will say, since you want to know, that rest is equally important. I think sometimes you want to get onto a bandwagon of trying new things and doing what everyone is doing and just get into this hustle of this fit body and all. You don't realize that rest is also equally important.
Yeah. Is that what you and Shahid also share in common? We see you guys together in the gym.
He's far more disciplined than me. I think I am the advocate for rest, definitely in that case. But we enjoy working out together. I think we both like being fit, being active, and just, I think, having that mindset towards life.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. So since you are on the Breakfast Club, this is a show in the morning where we all want to understand what is the morning mantra, what is the morning routine, what does Mira do when she wakes up in the morning to tell the universe, like, bring this to me. What is happening there?
So I like to take an hour to myself in the morning to just, you know, gather my thoughts, get ready for the rest of the day. Even though I wake up pretty fresh in the morning, but I like to stay to myself, you know, and just, I think, just align with what's going to happen. Post that, it's either a workout or eating a warm breakfast. I'm not much of a cold and on the go kind of eater.
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple.
So you won't be trying out those mocktails right in the morning.
That's for you. That's for you.
All right then, Mira. Thank you so much for joining us. This was lovely. So Mira Rajput and Mira, I keep calling you Mira Rajput. Mira Kapoor. Mira Kapoor is somebody who's focused, who's disciplined, and focuses on rest as much as she focuses on working out, which is nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, talking about Bollywood and what's the buzzword there, let's talk about the latest mom-to-be. Deepika Padukone has now emerged as the highest paid Bollywood actress in 2024, beating stars like Alia Bhatt, Kangana Ranaut, Katrina Kaif as well. And as per data compiled by Forbes and IMDb, amongst male actors, Shah Rukh Khan has been declared the highest paid actor of Bollywood, followed closely by superstars like Amir Khan, Salman, Akshay, and megastar, of course, Rajnikant.
Actresses these days have the world at their feet. They can pick any role they like and headline a hit film without the help of heroes. For the same, they are also compensated generously. Ever wondered what their paychecks look like? Well, here's the answer. As per data compiled by Forbes and IMDb, mommy-to-be Deepika Padukone is the highest paid Bollywood actress in 2024, beating stars like Alia Bhatt, Kangana Ranaut and Katrina Kaif. She charges anything between Rs 15 to 30 crores for her projects. It should be noted that Deepika Padukone had a dream run at the box office in the past few years with the success of Pathaan, Jawan and Fighter, which further cemented her position as a bankable leading lady. Next is actor-turned-politician Kangana Ranaut, who charges between Rs 15 to 27 crore for one project. Priyanka Chopra holds the third spot, with her fees ranging from Rs 15 to 25 crore per movie. Katrina Kaif is fourth on the list and charges between Rs 15 to 25 crore per film. Alia Bhatt is placed in the fifth position and, according to the list, charges Rs 10 to 20 crore per film. The list also includes other leading Bollywood actresses like Kareena Kapoor Khan, who charges Rs 8 to 18 crore, Shraddha Kapoor, whose fees is Rs 7 to 15 crore, and Vidya Balan, who charges Rs 8 to 14 crore per film. The top 10 list concludes with Anushka Sharma and Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, who charge around Rs 8 to 12 crore and Rs 10 crore per movie respectively. Next up, the heroes, the men. Here, as expected, King Khan takes the lead. Shah Rukh Khan has emerged as the highest paid actor in India, with his fees ranging anywhere between Rs 150 to 250 crore per film. Then there's perfectionist Aamir Khan, who charges Rs 10 to 175 crore. Next up is Salman Khan, who takes home Rs 100 to 150 crore. Akshay Kumar also made it to the top 10 with a takeaway of Rs 60 to 145 crore per film. The list also features South megastars like Rajnikant, Allu Arjun and Prabhas prominently. Here's a closer look at the list. What do you think of the fees charged by Bollywood actors and actresses?
All right then, from Bollywood, let's make our way to cricket. Team India will start their Super 8 campaign with a clash against Afghanistan in Barbados today. The Indian cricket team is currently unbeaten in the mega tournament and is one of the favourites to reach the semi-finals. The men in blue are placed in Group 1 with Australia, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Both India and Afghanistan recorded 3 wins, remember, in their respective first-round league stage matches, but the Afghanistan suffered a huge 104-run loss against West Indies. Jamie Alter has more.
Yes, we finally got to the second round of the ongoing Men's 2024 T20 World Cup, the Super 8 round, where, as you know, 2 teams from each of the 4 groups have made it. No surprises that India, led by Rohit Sharma, topped Group A, unbeaten. Only one result which quite didn't go their way was a match that never happened because that final match in Florida was washed out due to incessant rainfall in the state of Florida. Beyond that, it's been pretty much a very, very smooth campaign for Team India. The one The one rocky patch they hit was that New York game, which I was very, very fortunate to cover from the ground, where Pakistan's quartet of pace bowlers had the team in trouble. But India, led by the brilliant Jasprit Bumrah, who at that stage had pocketed 2 Man of the Match awards in a row in wins over Bangladesh. And then Pakistan defended 119. In fact, having been at the ground, I can tell you that with 34,000 fans packed into that Long Island stadium, almost 90% of them probably wearing India blue, to watch Bumrah go about what he does was just brilliant. I mean, I was there at the ground that day. A total of 119 was made to look like something like 150 the way Bumrah was bowling against Pakistan's batsmen. And we all know how awful Pakistan's campaign ended up being after that successive loss. Rohit Sharma's team, like I said, unbeaten. Bumrah, like I said, brilliant. Hardik Pandya, someone who I had serious doubts over after the way he sort of stumbled to the IPL. He's been a brilliant second fiddle to Bumrah. He's the joint second highest wicket taker for India in this World Cup with 7 wickets. And the way he's come on, first change, second change, bowling pace, snapping partnerships, it has been massive for where India currently sit in this T20 World Cup campaign. Arshdeep Singh, joint second highest wicket taker for India, 7 wickets. He's been brilliant. He got 4 wickets in one match, and the left arm pacer has truly been a treat to watch. The fourth pacer, Mohammad Siraj, only has 1 wicket to show for from 3 matches, but he's gotten better with each match. So it's on the shoulders of these 4 fast bowlers that India predominantly are where they are. Because like I said, that one match, the final league match, was washed out in Florida, and India's other 3 matches were all played on Long Island, New York, on what I would say was at times a very dangerous wicket, or not a wicket where batsmen were really ever, at ease. They were tested. We saw Rishabh Pant hit on the shoulder. We saw Rohit Sharma retired hurt after being hit on the shoulder. So for India's batsmen to struggle in those conditions, expected perhaps, but that's why I say the bowlers are where the credit should be for where India are in this World Cup. The one batsman perhaps many of us are wondering about, is he in good form? Will the form come back in the West Indies? Should he be opening? Is Virat Kohli, because Virat Kohli is, like Rohit Sharma told me when I asked him in a press conference there in New York, Rohit Sharma said that I and Virat are the 2 players who will not be dropped. We're openers and we are going to be the permanent fixtures. But the fact is that Virat Kohli only has 9 runs from 3 innings in New York. I fully believe that the form will come back. The runs will start to flow from his bat when he gets to the West Indies, where the conditions will be far more suitable than they were in New York. Barring that, the only conundrum India faces, do they persist with Ravindra Jadeja, who is, I feel it's strange even saying this, has yet to take a wicket or score a run in this World Cup. It made sense in New York, but now in the West Indies, where there'll be turning tracks, bouncy tracks, I think I would like to see Kuldeep Yadav, the wrist spinner, who has not played a single match yet. I would like to see him get a place ahead of Jadeja, because Jadeja and Akshar Patel are doing the same thing, and frankly, Akshar Patel has been doing it much better in this World Cup. Beyond that, no real changes for me. And the other team in this match today, Afghanistan, a team which finished second in their group, they bowled out New Zealand for 75 to knock out the Black Caps from this World Cup. Many will not be surprised by how good Afghanistan have been. Yes, they were smashed by West Indies by a big margin in that final Group C league match, but I believe Afghanistan are a team that nobody will take lightly. They have the spinners, they have the all-rounders, they have the batsmen for these conditions. So yes, India are the favourites. They've never lost to Afghanistan in a T20I match yet, and I believe they will win today's match, but it's not going to be easy just based on the conditions in the West Indies and how spirited a team like Afghanistan had been all through this World Cup.
All right then, so the World Cup there is just getting started, but let's move on from that and bring you more stories from India and across the globe. In response to a surge in hoax bomb threats disrupting airports and airlines, the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security recommended a 5-year flying ban for those responsible. Authorities have emphasized the need for tough action, as fake threats have caused significant delays and inconveniences. 6 arrests have been made, with ongoing investigations into more cases. Justin Timberlake has been charged with driving while being intoxicated after being stopped by a police in Sag Harbor, New York, early on Tuesday morning. Authorities reported that the singer was driving erratically and failed to stop at a stop sign. Timberlake, who refused a chemical test, displayed signs of intoxication during field sobriety tests. He was arrested and later released from police custody after rearrangement. The Bengaluru couple's online shopping experience took a terrifying turn when they received a live cobra instead of an Xbox controller they ordered from Amazon. The shocking incident, which was captured on video, is now viral and saw the snake stuck into the packaging tape. The couple, both software engineers, expressed their outrage over Amazon's handling of the situation. Older Americans are increasingly worried about affording their health care, with costs of services, long-term care and prescription drugs being their top concerns. The University of Michigan poll reveals that over half of those surveyed aged 50 and older are very concerned about their expenses. With an election year approaching, seniors are looking to candidates to address the critical issues and purpose solutions to contain healthcare costs. NVIDIA, known for its computer chips essential for AI software, has become the world's most valuable company, surpassing tech giants Microsoft and Apple. This milestone was achieved after its share price hit an all-time high on Tuesday, now valued at $3.34 trillion. The company's stock has nearly doubled since the start of the year. NASA's Voyager 1, the farthest spacecraft from Earth, is once again sending valuable scientific data after a computer glitch silenced it for several months. Now, all 4 of the Voyager's 1 science instruments are transmitting crucial data about plasma waves, magnetic fields, and particles, providing new insights from the uncharted reaches of space. Thailand is poised to make history in Southeast Asia as it moves closer to legalizing same-sex marriages. The kingdom's Senate has overwhelmingly passed a bill granting the LGBTQ+ couples equal rights, marking a significant milestone for the equality in the region. Nintendo fans have reasons to celebrate with the upcoming release of The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom on September 26th, where players will finally step into the role of Princess Zelda herself. Breaking away from tradition, this latest installation is the beloved franchise shifts the focus to Zelda as she navigates a quest filled with puzzles, magic powers, and new adventures. All right, next we bring you a special section on financial markets powered by Money Control Pro, Money Control's premium destination for investing and business insights. Let's start with how the markets are doing this morning, or set to do this morning. GIFT Nifty trends point to a stable beginning for the Indian equity indices. Asian equity markets are trading mixed post China's move to keep loan prime rates unchanged. The Asian currencies trade mixed against the dollar. The yuan is weak, remember, as China loosens grip on the currency, and global crude oil prices climbed marginally amidst comfort from inventories. Let's take a look at sectors next. Now, automobile demand continues to maintain its growth momentum, which is good news for the auto ancillary sector. Aftermarket exports and growing demand for electric vehicles offer significant growth opportunities. Many companies are entering newer categories to maximize their growth perspectives. But what should the investors do? What does this hold for them? Log into Money Control Pro to find out more about India's auto ancillary sector and other actionable insights. It is the premium destination for all the investing views and financial insights you will ever need, brought to you by Money Control. And with that, we've come to the end of today's edition of The Breakfast Club, but we're not leaving you without a bit of fun, but also a bit of information that we really want you to think about. Just before we let you go though, let us remind you that Friday, which is tomorrow, is World International Yoga Day. And we will have a yoga special episode dedicated to all our TBC viewers as well. But Abhijit, before that, has a humorous take on all the thoughts your brain might go to for reasons you don't want to do yoga. Well, we guess overthinking counts as yoga too, but if you are going to use these excuses, let's try and make sure that tomorrow is not the day for it. We on TBC are calling out on you. Take a look at this, and no bahanas. We expect to join you live tomorrow again at 8 o'clock. See you then.
चलो जी थोड़ा सा योगा किया जाए. छोले शांति की तलाश. इतना हल्ला हो रहा है यहाँ पर यार. कोई कैसे होगा? एक काम करते पार्क में जाते हैं. पहले जरा वार्म अप के लिए अनुलोम विलोम. यार कल वो बेल के शरबत के साथ 3 कुल्फी नहीं खानी चाहिए थी. कोई नहीं, नाक ब्लॉकेज खोलने के लिए पहले थोड़ा सा प्राणायाम कर लेता हूँ. एक काम करता हूँ, पहले ना एक गाना चलाता हूँ. वो क्या है कि गाने के साथ बेटर होगा योगा.
किसी ज़बान में भी वो लफ्ज़ ही नहीं कि जिनमें तुम हो क्या तुम्हें बता सकूं. मैं अगर कहूँ
डॉक्टर साहब मुझे बवासीर है पर ऑपरेशन से डरता हूँ.
ये YouTube एड्स. शांति. आई इस टाइम किसका मैसेज हो सकता है ना, बाद में देखूंगा. लेकिन अर्जेंट हुआ तो 1 सेकंड. कल रात अंशिका की स्टोरी पे हार्ट रिएक्ट किया था, उसी का तो रहा था. कल ई रिक्शा में भी मेरे बगल में ही बैठी थी. अबे हट, पागल है क्या? योगा कर. बट अगर हुआ तो शादी की उम्र तो हो ही गई है वैसे.
चेक कर ही लेता हूँ. अब पाइए आसान किश्तों में मेरठ बाईपास पे 2 गज का प्लॉट.
ओहो ऑलरेडी हेल्दी फील हो रहा है. ये क्या चुभ रहा है नीचे? ओहो कंकड़. यार एक योगा मैट तो मंगा ही लेता हूँ. अब डेली करूंगा तो होना चाहिए ना. बेहतरीन सेल चल रही हो.
2 hours later.
चलो ऑफिस के लिए फॉर्मल्स भी ले लिए और अगले महीने बुआ के बेटे के मुंडन के लिए नई कैंची भी मंगा दी. अरे योगा डे के लिए सेल्फी तो ली ही नहीं. यार एक भी एंगल सही से नहीं आ रहा. ये एक अच्छी है पर इसे एडिट करना पड़ेगा. एक काम करता हूँ, एडिट करके अपलोड भी कर ही देता हूँ.
A few hours later.
ऑलरेडी बॉडी एकदम हल्की महसूस हो रही है. 1 सेकंड जरा देखो मेरी पोस्ट पे अभी तक कितने लाइक्स आए. 1 घंटे में सिर्फ 7 लाइक्स और 2 कमेंट्स. सब चलते हुए अंशिका ने लाइक किया हुआ है और कमेंट भी. ये 1 सेकंड. अंशुल बड़ा फ्रैंक हो रहा है कमेंट सेक्शन में. 1 सेकंड, इसको जरा पहले डीएम करूं. भाई जबरदस्ती क्यों घुस रहा तू?
2 seconds later.
तू जब निहारिका को पसंद करता था, मैं करता था उसकी पोस्ट के नीचे कमेंट. निकल जो उसने डाल रखी इंदौर पे अपने मामा के घर से फोटो बाल खोल के. मैंने करा कमेंट उस पे. बकवास न कर, औकात में रह ले. समझा ना? पिटेगा बहुत ज्यादा. मैं आ जाना. भाई 784 बी ब्लॉक छोटी पुलिया के बगल वाली मोड़ पे घर है मेरा. डरता हूँ कि तेरे से पिट के जाएगा. आ जा.
आजा तू.
योग व्यक्ति, परिवार, समाज, देश, विश्व और संपूर्ण मानवता को जोड़ता।
देश देश का पथदर्शन, अंतर मन का नव सर्जन, विश्व एक परिवार ने योग को किया है वंदन।
जन जन के जीवन का हिस्सा है योग। 21 जून 2024 को है 10वां अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस। इस बार योग दिवस की थीम है स्वयं और समाज के लिए योग। आइए हर गांव, हर शहर में योग उत्सव मनाएं। इस वैश्विक अभियान को सफल बनाएं।
Even the BJP or the government will be able to counter the attacks that the opposition is really making, because the opposition is talking about playing with the future of the students.
Absolutely. While the opposition is raining fire on the government, we have to wait and see how the government defends this entire move of cancelling the NET exams. I'm also joined by Pallavi Ghosh on the broadcast. So Pallavi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has also tweeted saying the laxity and corruption of the BJP government is fatal for the youth after the news of a scam in NEET exams. Now the NET exam to be held on the 18th of June has also been cancelled due to the fear of irregularities. And clearly the government has pointed out that there was a suspected cyber attack. Will accountability be fixed now? Will the education minister take responsibility for the lax system? Now, there was a setback for Priyanka Gandhi through the day after the Ayushi Patel matter was brought before the Allahabad High Court, and she was pulled up for placing forged documents before the Allahabad High Court after claiming irregularities in her NEET exam. But now this is some level of a political reprieve, if you will, for Priyanka Gandhi. Now she can hit back at the government with full force.
Well, I mean, 21st is when they are beginning their nationwide protest on the NEET issue. I don't think the controversy of Ayushi Patel is something which the Congress party would want to take cognizance of, which is why the Congress hasn't had much to say about this. But I think the fast-paced developments, the controversy is still pursuing as far as NEET is concerned. And now the government, scratching the UGC NET exams as well, which is actually held twice a year, June and December. But this time the government has taken the proactive step. But more importantly, a CBI probe also has been ordered. But if you start looking at the reactions coming in from the opposition, particularly the Congress, they're not satisfied with a mere CBI probe as far as the UGC NET exams are concerned. They are essentially asking, what about the NEET? What about the fact that the HRD ministry initially said that there were no irregularities, and then going on to admit that they could have been one? So a couple of questions being asked from the opposition. One, when will there be a CBI probe or a full-fledged probe into a NEET controversy? Second, why should the HRD Minister Dharmendra Pradhan not be sacked? And third, of course, is that, was there a political nexus? Is there a political patronage which is being given as far as this paper leakage is concerned?
Right, but at the same time, we're looking at more reactions coming in, Pallavi, especially from the Congress camp. Now, Mallikarjun Kharge has also tweeted out, and what we've got this tweet from Mallikarjun Kharge. But before we get to that, Udit Raj of the Congress party is also joining us on the broadcast. Sir, this move from the government to cancel the NET exam, claiming that there is a cyber attack, there could have been a cyber attack which could have affected the integrity of the exam. The government taking the action to cancel the exam which was held on the 18th. So this remedial action is coming in from the government, but the opposition is all guns blazing, including your party, saying that the corruption of the NTA has come to light. Do you still stand by the stand of the Congress?
Yes, I definitely. And NTA is a byproduct of Modi government, and it has been given responsibility to conduct examination to a society registered under Society Act. How irresponsible that was done. And of course,
Good morning, viewers. You've tuned into the morning news show on CNN News 18. I'm Kohina Sharma, and I'll be taking you through all the latest news and updates from in and around the world. Let's begin. Today, we are bringing you some critical updates on the education front that have stirred significant concerns among students and parents alike. Now, amid the ongoing NEET storm, the National Testing Agency has cancelled UGC NET examination held on 18th of June. Now, the cancellation comes due to fear of irregularities. The NTA has issued a a statement late last evening saying that the integrity of the examination may have been compromised and hence the exam is being cancelled. Now, the agency has also said that a fresh exam will be conducted and has assured action against those involved. Now, the matter has been handed over to the CBI for further probe. Meanwhile, the move has triggered sharp political reactions. Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge has also accused the centre of trying to destroy the future of the youth. On the other hand, BJP has defended the move, praising the prompt action in the entire matter. Well, joining us on the broadcast is our colleague Shireen. A very good morning, Shireen. Take us through all the details, especially with the cancellation of this yet another exam.
Well, we don't know much detail as to why the UGC NET 2024 exam has been cancelled. The statement that has come from Education Ministry says that the exam was compromised because the cyber unit that comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs has found out some discrepancies, irregularities, and based on which they have decided, the NTA has decided to cancel the examination. So what is really, in what way the exam has been compromised? Was there actually a paper leak? Was there actually some miscreants who were present in the centre? What exactly is the irregularity that has happened? The details are yet to come. But of course, this comes under the shadow of the NEET examination. We have seen how the Ministry of Education has been criticized. The NTA has been criticized by the opposition, by the students regarding the NEET examination. And then just on 18 June, when the UGC NET examination was going on, a number of aspirants of UGC NET also took to X, and they in fact expressed that how there was in fact the centers, examination centers were in remote areas. There was no carbon copy that was given for the OMR sheet. And remember, one thing which is interesting is that ever since 2018, the UGC NET examination has always been conducted computer-based testing, but this time they went ahead and did a paper pen-based OMR testing. So why is it that they decided to go for a paper pen test this time? There were a number of students who were complaining that there was absence of carbon copy in the OMR sheets. Even when they were asking the center teachers, they were not really given the carbon copy sheets is what these students are in fact been alleging. So now all this is coming, already when the existing controversy of NEET has been surrounding the Ministry of Education and National Testing Agency. There is a lot of explaining that need to be done by the NTA at this point, that why is it that after 24 hours within the UGC NET examination was given, they decided to go ahead and cancel the examination. What really is the discrepancy? Is the NTA compromised at this point? How are they going to explain this to the students? Of course, because the opposition parties at this point are attacking the Ministry of Education, are attacking the government, saying that we stand validated. The NTA not just did not able to conduct a fair examination when it comes to UGC NET, but also with the NEET examination. So a series of attack is coming in from the opposition parties at this point. We have to see the statement that will be coming in and the report that will be submitted to the Education Ministry. What really are the discrepancies that the NTA at this point is talking about?
Right, Sharon, I'll request you to stay with us on the broadcast as we will try and understand what specific steps are being taken to prevent such kind of issues to happen in future. But now let's take a look at some of the reactions that we've been getting on this report.
24 लाख छात्र आप देखेंगे कितने दिनों से इस तड़पती धूप में, आप देखेंगे गर्मी में अपनी गुहार लगा रहा है। साथ में एनएसवाई के साथी भी गुहार लगा रहे थे न्याय की। और जिस तरीके से नेट का पेपर, आज मैंने सुबह प्रेस के माध्यम से बोला था कि एनटीए को तुरंत बैन कर देना चाहिए। मैं फिर वही मांग करता हूं कि एनटीए को तुरंत बैन कर देना चाहिए और उस पर एक सख्त कानूनी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए। तो कहीं ना कहीं आप देखेंगे धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी बार बार एनटीए को बचाने का काम कर रहे हैं। ऐसा क्या उनकी मजबूरी है कि वो एनटीए को बचाने का काम कर रहे हैं? कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है अब धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी जो पेपर लीक की धांधली का ये जो व्यापार शुरू करा एनटीए ने, इसमें खुद शामिल है।
Well, Sharon continues to stay with us on the broadcast. Sharon, we just heard NSUI president also talking about the entire controversy that has been unfolding. And now the student organizations are demanding a ban on NTA. What do we really see the National Testing Agency being banned from the entire scenario? And how are we looking forward at the kind of steps that can be taken to avoid such kind of irregularities in the future?
Well, NTA was constituted in 2017, and ever since they have been doing the examination like the JEE, like NEET examination. Apart from that, the CUET examination also started around 2019. There have been instances where there has been a number of controversies that has been surrounding NTA, be it the centers that has been given to in remote areas, not really being organized in a proper way. Students have been complaining that they get to know about their centers only 24 hours before the examination. But this time, the paper leak allegation is one of the biggest allegations that is coming against NTA. And NTA is something that has been talked about since UPA era as well. It's not that it was a mere decision of this particular government. There was a need for a national testing agency. Since 2010, there has been talk about this, and finally it was constituted in 2017. They have been doing exams for quite some years now. They have been conducting it successfully as well. There has been some technical glitches and issues that has been going around, but this time the biggest allegation that is coming against NTA, one is that during the NEET examination there has been alleged paper leak. Secondly, the UGC net that the Ministry of Education themselves have been saying has been compromised. In what way has this been compromised? What are the details about how this examination, what are the irregularities that has happened in UGC net? A lot of explanation needs to be done by the NTA as well as the Ministry of Education. But the question to whether NTA will be banned or not, that is of course a question that will be answered by the Ministry of Education, given the fact that how NTA has been successfully conducting